plug the values of the binomial into. And just one in particular that we are going to also focus on is this one. It is called the difference of squares.
Pretty.
4th of July, thank you.
What color is that? Is that blue?
Yes, it is.
Pretty.
If
Where'd you get them done at?
Looking at this, we have a squared value minus another squared value. And we're going to be getting this answer by eliminating a term. And
Excuse me.
I'm going to work this one out on this sheet. So normally when we would multiply, what would be the first step that we would get to do the a plus b times a minus b?
A times A?
Okay, so that would be a squared, right?
Yep.
And then what would be the next step?
Yes.
A times negative b, okay. Which would give you negative ab.
Mrs. Ward, hold on before we move any further. Why did you, what led you to believe that the next step would be plus a positive a times a negative b? You stated that the next step after a squared would be plus ab.
You talking to me?
Yes, sir.
I didn't say that.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I said this A squared and I said AB.
Okay, but do you think there's a sign that should in between the a squared and ab?
Well, I'm doing mine A times A and then B times A, and then I'm gonna go B times A and B times B. So that's the way I'm doing it.
Okay. Well, based on now, let's add to that knowledge that you already given the class. What do we know about multiplication of signs? Because you have a sign right here and a sign right here. What do you know? Do you have any prior knowledge of that? Yes, sir.
Positive times a negative gives you a negative.
A positive times a negative gives you a negative. So what we need to go, are you familiar with that?
Yes.
Okay. So that part right there, you missed that key component. Why you feel that you didn't miss it?
Point to the first A up there. Okay, now, with your other hand, point to the other A. Okay, now, move, no, keep them up there.
Okay.
Now, move your left hand to the B. What do you get? Plus AB.
Oh, I see now. I see where you are confused.
I'm not
Based on-
confused, that works.
Based on the premise of the distributive property or the floor method, if you have the quantity of A plus B times the quantity of A minus B, the first step was A times A. Are you with me?
Yes.
The next step will be this A times this negative B. So you have A times A plus the positive A times a negative B. Are you with me?
Well, except for the other parentheses that you're missing on the right, yes.
Thank
Yes, I understand.
you. Okay, and the next step will be this B right here
Right?
to where? To the A.
To the A, getting you a positive AB, which is where I was getting my positive AB from.
Okay.
I was doing the FIOIL method. Instead of the FOIL, it was the first outer inner last. I was doing the first inner outer last.
So we're gonna do the first, outer, inner, and last. You're correct, but we're gonna start off in order first so you can understand the concept. And then once you have mastery of the concept, you should be able to manipulate it. You might be able to manipulate it any way you can. It might work, it might not work. but if you want to make sure that your problem is correct, I would try to, follow this guideline. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Got it.
I was gonna ask you about the matrix method.
From what
but
he
got that in.
has up here, so we would have the negative AB from multiplying the two outside, values, and then we would have plus AB or plus BA for doing the two inside, and then for doing the last values of each binomial, we will get a positive B times a negative B, which we've already determined that a positive times a negative is a negative. Okay. Now we know we can cancel out the A and the B terms, because plus AB minus AB gives you 0. And that will give you A squared minus B squared. And this is called the difference of squares. The other ones are are doing the FOIL method, but then combining the terms in the middle into a more simpler function with the positive 2AB, negative 2AB. And then with the cube, this is done the same way. It's just a couple extra steps and then simplifying it. So what we're going to do, if you turn your sheets over, you will see that you have some more class time.
What if you have A plus B cubed? So all the terms, all the terms
The first
the
term,
last part.
the
Yeah.
first term and the last term, once you, distribute, you factor that out. The question was,
Mhm.
the question was,
That's a really good question, and that's actually going to be something that you guys will be working on in a few minutes, trying to come up with your own pattern for that.
Oh,
Um,
ahead.
But what I'm going to do is, in the warm-up, we had, this was the problem in our warm-up. Remember, and we said that the answer was going to be x minus 5 squared. Now say we had been given the x minus 5 squared, what we can do is use, which one of these formulas is similar to the x minus 5? Does anyone know which one of these four looks similar to this? Good job. Do you want to come up and plug in the numbers to solve for the x minus 5 squared?